Hi guys, I recently did a bit of a huge order at Boots and I thought I'd do a little haul video. I haven't actually bought any new makeup or skincare or anything in probably about 6 months, but I had some birthday money and Christmas money and I was determined to actually spend it on stuff for myself this time rather than just ending up in my bank account and getting spent on rent and bills and stuff. So I had a bit of a splurge at Boots, although it was 3 for 2 on most of the stuff, so you know, I kind of saved a bit of money there. But anyway, I'll just kind of talk you through everything that I bought. Kind of seems like not that much when I'm looking at it, but it probably is a lot. So anyway, first of all, I thought I would get in on the action with the Revlon matte balms. Yeah, Revlon Colour Burst Matte Balm, and I got the shades 205 Elusive, which I'm actually wearing today, and 210 Unapologetic, which is a really, really bright sort of reddishy corally pink. And Elusive, yeah, Elusive is much more sort of kind of nudie kind of pink, although on me it's quite bright pink, I suppose, because my skin is so pale it ends up looking quite bright. But I really like both these colours. The formula so far, I haven't worn them all that often, but the formula seems really good and really creamy, and although they are matte, they don't feel too sort of drying on the lips, although you do have to make sure you've sort of exfoliated your lips beforehand and stuff. But so far I'm really liking these and quite happy with that purchase. I also went for the Bourjois Colour Boost one, which is kind of a pretty similar crayon type lip thing, but this one is not matte, it's whatever the opposite of matte is. I don't know. I haven't actually used this one yet, but the colour looks really nice and I've seen a few other people wearing it, like in blog posts and videos and stuff, and it looks really nice, so looking forward to trying that one out. Next in the makeup stakes, I went for the L'Oreal Nude Magique Eau de Teint. I think that's what it is, I don't know. And I'm not entirely sure why I bought this. Like, I hadn't really been paying, like, I've seen a couple of blog posts on it and stuff, but I hadn't really been paying much attention, and at the time that I read the blog post I wasn't like, oh, I really need to go out and buy that, but for some reason it was calling out to me and I felt like I needed to buy it. It's basically like a really liquidy formula, like it's basically water. I have used it once so far and I actually think I really like it. I went for the shade Porcelain, which is the palest shade, and it is slightly too dark. As you can probably see in the bottle, like it's a bit darker than my actual skin, but when you blend it out, like, it's not too bad. It's definitely wearable, although I would prefer it if it did come like half a shade lighter even. But it's got such a really strange kind of feel on the skin, like, because it's basically water, I was expecting it to be quite dewy, and which is not the sort of foundation I like at all, so I don't know why I bought it. But it actually dries to quite a matte finish. Like, I feel like I don't need to use powder with this, whereas with basically all my other foundations I always use powder, so that's kind of weird but good. And it's also got quite light coverage but good coverage. Like, it doesn't hide all your imperfections. You'll definitely need to use concealer with it, but it does do a really good job of just evening things out, which is quite nice. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this yet, but I think it's going to be quite positive, so we'll see how that goes. I also repurchased the Collection Illuminating Touch Concealer, which I talked about in my empties video the other day. I really like this concealer. It's great for under eyes, just sort of brightening up the whole area. It's really cheap as well, like £4 or something like that, and yeah, I would definitely recommend that one. I also, another repurchase that I also mentioned in my empties video is the Rimmel Glam Eyes liquid eyeliner, which is my favourite liquid eyeliner of all time. It's great, it's really black, it doesn't smudge, it lasts forever, and it's just my absolute favourite, and I would definitely recommend purchasing that one as well. Next is another concealer. This time it's the Origins Plantscription one. I've kind of had my eye on this for quite a while, but a few months ago I bought the NARS Creamy Concealer, and I'm actually kind of disappointed with it. I don't like it that much. I feel like it actually makes my dark circles look worse, not better, which is not at all what you want from a concealer. So I was in John Lewis's, I think it was, the other day, and kind of had a little swatch of this and I really liked it, so I decided to go ahead and buy it. And I've only used it once so far, but I do really like it. It's really good for under eyes. Like, I find it quite brightening, but it's not so good for covering up spots or red marks and blemishes. But yeah, I really like it for under eyes. I think it's pretty good for that. So we'll see how I get on with that one. And my last makeup related 3 for 2 is the L'Oreal False Lash Telescopic Mascara. It's got like a really quite thin plastic wand. I've got it on today, although you probably won't really be able to see very well, but yeah, I don't know why I particularly chose this one, but I fancied trying a new mascara because I've been using Benefit's They're Real for 2 or 3 years. Has it been out that long? Well, pretty much since it was launched. I've been using it more or less since then as like my only mascara. And I do really like it. I think it's a great mascara and I would definitely recommend it. But I've just been using it for so long, I kind of fancy trying something new, just to see if there's anything better out there. And so I've been giving this a go. I've used it a couple of times now and I do really like it. I think it's great, especially for the price, but I don't think it's any better than They're Real. I don't think it's necessarily worse either, but I'd say the False Lash Telescopic is slightly more lengthening, whereas They're Real is slightly more volumizing, but the overall effect they would give is pretty similar. So yeah, I do like this and I definitely will use it up, but I think I'll probably be buying some other mascaras just to try them out as well. I quite fancy trying the Miss Mango one. I don't know why I didn't buy that one instead of this one, but there you go. Also got some more kind of boring things, so I won't talk about these for very long, but some Herbal Essences Dazzling Shine shampoo. This is just my average daily shampoo. It smells nice and it makes my hair look shiny, and that's all I really want from a shampoo. Also got some of the Batiste dry shampoo. I didn't actually mean to buy quite as big a can as this, but I'll definitely use it up, so that's not a problem. I always go for the tropical scent because I just think it smells nice and not too kind of dry shampoo-y, kind of like, it doesn't smell like you sprayed dry shampoo in your hair. It actually just smells like nice and kind of coconutty and tropical, so that's good. And I also got some plasters because they're always useful. And I also got a free sample with my order, which it came up at like the till. It was like free fragrance sample because you spent over such and such. So I was really excited about that because I actually am in desperate need of buying some perfume. But when it arrived, it turns out it was a Dior Man perfume, so that was slightly disappointing, but I gave it a sniff and it smelled quite nice. So if you're in the market for Man perfume, perhaps Dior Homme. And then I also did a little bit of an order at Beauty Bay because I really wanted the Louise Young brow brush. It's called the LY31 if you're wondering, and it's basically just like a super thin brush. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but look how thin that is. It's amazing. Because I was using like the little HD Brows palette which came with like a little brush in it, and I actually really liked the brush that came with it. I thought it was a really good, really small, precise brush, but then I managed to lose that, and so I had to revert to my Real Techniques brow brush, which came as part of the like eye starter set, and I really don't like the Real Techniques one. It's so thick, and like it's good for filling like the big part of your brows, but for like doing the like little tail end and stuff, it's terrible. And I've just noticed my eyebrows like really dark. Because that's a whole nother thing. I really need a new like colour to fill in my brows because I was using the HD Brows palette, blah blah blah, managed to lose it. And all the other eyeshadows and brow products I have are either way too warm, so they make my brows look kind of reddish when my hair has not got any hint of red in it at all, or they're way too dark, as this one kind of is. Like, I don't think it looks quite as bad in real life, but on camera it looks really dark. But anyway, I really need to get new brow products, so if you have any recommendations for people with, because my hair is like almost black, and like this colour, like it does match my hair colour, but it's just because it's so dark it just makes my face look weird. So if you have any recommendations, or if you have a similar hair colour to me, please let me know what you use for your brows, because I would love to know. But anyway, that's off on a bit of tangent. I also, from Beauty Bay, got the Mario Badescu, is that how you say it? Glycolic acid toner. I have been meaning to buy the Clarins version of this, well, the Clarins exfoliating toner, for literally about a year and a half or something like that, and I've just kind of never got around to it. And then I've been using some other Mario Badescu skincare, and I really like it. I think it works really well, and it's not cheap, but it's quite reasonably priced, especially compared to sort of high-end skincare like Clarins. So when I noticed they did a glycolic acid toner, I thought that I would just go ahead and try it, especially as you get about twice, the bottle is about twice as big as the Clarins version, and is also quite a bit cheaper. So giving that a go. I've used it a couple of times so far and I like it so far, but I haven't really been using it long enough to see what kind of benefits it has. But yeah, so far I'm liking that, and we'll see how it goes. And then my very last purchase is the Urban Decay De-Slick makeup setting spray. I used to have the all-nighter version of this when it was in the old packaging. Like, I much prefer this new packaging. It looks really quite sleek and it feels really nice. And it just has like a spray nozzle, so you can spray it over your whole face and it kind of sets your makeup. I've actually put it on today for the first time, and so far my makeup is holding up pretty well, but I've only had it on for like 2 or 3 hours maybe, so we'll see how it goes. But I really liked the all-nighter one, but I just felt it wasn't quite as amazing as I was hoping it to be. And I don't have particularly oily skin, but the thing that gives my makeup away is like the T-zone. It tends to get like a little bit shiny after I've been wearing my makeup for a long time, so I thought I'd give the De-Slick version a try, as it kind of helps oil control. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that was what I've been buying lately. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm sure I will be back again soon. See you later.